Hi everybody, it's Willow from Willow Mystical. I have just begun this mini series of creating things for my Imbolc altar, and one of the things that I just created was this little Imbolc card, and I created this card and it's more or less for myself. So on Imbolc I can write down the things, I can write down my plans, I can write down plans so help keep me on track to work towards the goals that I'm hoping to accomplish this year. Imbolc is a great time for rebirth and rejuvenation and for new beginnings, but it's also, the time we get ready to start planting. So as it welcomes in, the sun's coming back full and bright, and spring is just right around the corner. So that is what I'm planning on doing, and I thought I would share with you on how I created this lovely little card. This may be more than one video, so I hope you follow it all the way through. But first, let us get started. Remember, all my videos are in real time. I am outside, so you may hear birds singing or wind blowing and chiming, and wind chimes chiming, and you may hear dogs barking, children playing, and other voices and stuff going around. But that's the magic of life. So let's get started with our little Imbolc card. So the first thing I did is, of course, I got my watercolors, but I use this watercolor pad that I get from Michael's. And it's really not expensive at all, but this is what I like to use when I am working with watercolors on creating my own little personal cards. And so I take it and then I just fold it in half. Now I leave the texture side on the outside because that is the side that we do paint on. So then the next thing I did, I have my little crease there. The next thing I did is I went about sketching out my little scenery there. I am not an artist and I'm not going to claim to be, so I'm going to show you how I done this. For the candle, I kind of like just put an oval, and then I just took a couple of lines down, and I don't expect for this to be perfect. The little wick, and then there's my flame. From there I come over to the side and I wrote a circle, and then I just put these little leafy things around, and these are going to represent the spring flower violets, which if anyone knows me, they are absolutely my favorite. And this is, like I said, this is all, it's just representation. Then I am going to put like a little violet bud here. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here and put a little violet flower up here. And one over here. And don't worry about being perfect. This is not meant to be perfect. This is just meant to be something for yourself. And again, there is my little bud. I'm going to bring down the leaves for these. The stems, and now I'm going to put in my leaves. Now the leaves are like little scallop hearts, to be honest, like this. And then they have their little veins. And I'm going to put another one over here. Like so. And then I'm going to put one here. Now it may bleed over into that one or run over into that one. And if it does, why, that's okay. Because I will go over this with a marker at the end to highlight it. Then my final leaf I've put there. Now I want to go in and I just want to put the remnants of this candle is sitting out, in like the grass, the new spring grass. So that's what I'm going to do, is put like little shards of grass coming up, little blades, as such. Now you might need to go in with your eraser and do some cleanup inside of different things, but I'm really not going to worry about them. So this is, I think the only place I will clean up is right here inside of my flame. So there you go. There is the outline of my my little card. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go in, as you can see on here, I just went in with the watercolor to fill it in, and then I went back with uh, my markers in some spots and my Sharpie to highlight it to make it pop out at me. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got my watercolors here, and I'm just going to get my little brush, and the one I'm using is, I am using the Nick Pro 1. It's the number 1, and it's a round. So I'm going to start with the yellow, and I'm just going to go in, and like I said, I don't expect perfection, and I'm not. So this is just more or less going to be like a wash. I'm going to go around the leaves and the flowers and fill in the color on the candle. Remember, the candle is sitting down in the patch of violets in the spring grass, so you know you're not going to see the bottom of it. So I'm just going to go in and put that wash around where my candle is. There we go. And again, this does not have to be perfect. This is only something for self, for you to write your new beginning and the plans that you're making for the goals that you're wanting to manifest. You know. Now, I'm going to go in with the yellow up here. See how I'm going to have a lot of yellow kind of like going on each other. But this will all separate itself when I bring out the, when I go around it with the black. Now, I am going to go in with a little white and highlight this. Just a little bit like that. Now I want to take yellow into the flame. You know, that's going to be representing the sun, but I think I'm also going to take a little bit of orange and go in there with it. And just give a little highlights there, as such. Now I'm going to take some purple, and I'm just going to go around and see, I can fill in pretty good with watercolors. It's just going back in and really trying to put in the detail with watercolors. I'm struggling with. I do have a husband who has been working with me on this, but I still love watercolors so much, and there's so much I want to do with them that I just I will use my pens, my markers, and to help me highlight and go back around. But it still initially allows me to use the watercolors. Watercolors are just such a wonderful medium to work with, and they're so easy, but they, you know, when it comes to putting in the detailing with them, I have a hard time. But Imbolc is absolutely my favorite Sabbath. I do like Samhain, and I appreciate Yule, the winter solstice. But Imbolc is absolutely my favorite, as it is Bridget's feast day, and Bridget is my goddess. So yeah, and I love spring, and I love new beginnings. I love the fact that we all get to begin again. We all get to reset, and you know, and rejuvenate and rebirth. And yeah, I mean, it's just so magical. It's just such a magical time of the year. And then to honor my Bridget just makes it even the more. So there, you can see how I just put in some colors with those. You know, just went around and put some colors in. I got this little one down here I want to do. There we go. Now I'm going to move on to the green. And I'm just going to put some colors in here. Now the reason why I'm taking these to a darker green is, well, violet leaves are a darker green than what regular grass is. But not only that, I'm wanting to take the lighter green into the spring grass. So I'm just filling these in to get that fill in there, that color in there, that beautiful green in there. So you can hear one of the little neighbor dogs barking now. And that's just a common occurrence around here. My little dog will get started sometimes, but I put him in the house right now because, yeah, that would just be too much. Those dogs behind us are in the distance. My dog would be right here upon us, so I did put him in. So I'm just going around and I'm just filling in these leaves kind of quickly. And you can see they're just like little scallop heart shapes. And you can fill these in, then you can go back in with markers and really highlight them and put in all the highlights that you want. And then each one, each leaf, each flower has its own stem that goes to it. Now get me a little bit of yellow to put on the inside of, because the inside of the violets is either white or it's yellow, and the ones that I've always found were mostly yellow, so the yellow is just what I've always used for them. Now I'm going to get my bigger brush, and this one is my oval wash, and this one is just mainly used for washing. And now this is where some of all this might run together, and you'll see me going back in with the markers to define those areas. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going into the spring green. I really want to get this wet to make that wash, and I'm just going to go in. See what I mean? And I'm just filling those in. Just getting some of that wash in there. And I don't expect it to be perfect, and I don't expect to have to fill in every little area. Just, you know, that's what my, that is exactly what that Sharpie is going to do. It's going to let me go in there and define all these edges. Now I don't want to take the green all the way up because I want to put some blue in there to represent the sky. So I'm just filling that in there. Get a little bit more, and this is where you want to keep it a wash, you know, so it's going to be a little bit more liquid than just watercolor. But learn to control it, learn to control it. Try to, at least the best you can. And it's alright if you go on the back side of your card. And so that's how I did it, and that's, I'm going to leave it like this, and I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to run in and dry this real fast, and then, well, I want to put some blue up the top, so let me do that real fast. So I got some blue here. Get the blue, and I'm just wanting to take some of the sky in. I'm going to mix it in with that green. That's absolutely fine. There we go. Now I do want to go in and dry this up a little bit. I'll lift some of that off there. I'm going to go in and dry this up a little bit, and I will be right back, and we will take the markers and stuff and define it. So hold on with me, and I will be right back. Okay, so I am back. You can see here where I went in and I dried it with the glue gun, and you can see how the colors, some of the colors ran in together, but you can still get, you know, the idea of the spring scenery here. So I'm going to stop this video here, and I'll come back with the next video, and we will finish this card and sharpen up this image. So bear with me. See you on part 2, and always stay magical and blessed be.